little bit different. So, I was playing Prime 2, and when I was looking for that the image of the Galactic Federation... What's the camera not doing fine here? When I was looking for that image of the Galactic Federation, I was randomly reminded of the fact that there was a completely different concept for the original, well, Prime 2. So I'm going to read this off the Metroid wiki because yeah, I don't remember all the stuff out of my head. But yes, it's got some interesting concepts to show off, I guess. But yeah, this could have been Metroid Prime 2 if they didn't change that stuff. Does that capture fine? I think it captures fine. Gonna throw in some images every now and then. I'm just gonna scan over this because otherwise I'm going to be here for like an hour if I'm going to read everything. Especially like the later part of the document, it's like mostly just, ah yes, this was supposed to be the multiplayer stuff that didn't happen. But yeah, it was revealed in like an interview. It was called Metroid Prime 1.5, it was one of the pitches for Prime 2. And the planet would take place after Samus takeoff and after Prime 1. And upon exiting the planet's surface, she would decide to take a long rest in a cryo chamber as the ship autopilots home. But then they get intercepted by a then they get back up a distress signal. And it comes from a huge alien vessel, the size of several Star Destroyers. I find it a very interesting way to compare size of your ships. It like randomly drifts in space. And as Samus ships approach the alien craft, the tractor beam activates and the ship gets pulled in. One of the docking bays door closes, the vessel disappears into a parallel dimension, and that's how Samus' adventure begins. There was some concept art of that ship. It's a very weird ass looking ship, by the way. Let me see if I can open that. I just thought it would be fun to talk about because not really sure if many people know about this, but it was a pretty wild concept at least. Well, massive. Well, it's not labeled, but I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be that spaceship. Like, yeah, it's sure is a thing. Oh, whoops, I minimized OBS, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Upon awakening, the ship seems to be abandoned, there is no power except for some computers. Samus is going to unravel the mystery, yada yada. The mystery being that the ship's AI has gone mad and the ship is actually a war vessel that is on collision with a peaceful planet. Its goal? The planet the entire enslavement of the race of beings on said planet, as all the natural resources being stripped from the planet and destroying it. So in essence, the ship AI has got several split personalities and playing a deadly game with Samus. So Prime 2 would have been Samus being strapped on a ship with a crazy artificial intelligence that is going from planet to planet to kill every creature on it and just take all the raw materials from said planet. It's a bit of a weird concept, wouldn't it be? The episode of the ship are also in a state of suspended animation because the ship travels through parallel dimension, alien habits for warfare, like created for warfare, and also there's a bunch of robots and stuff, so... Then we come to that one image that I just kind of reminded from all of this concept art. Like the split personality of the robot would have been 4 different states. One was childlike, one was a killer, one was motherly, and one was just like a martyr. And oh, whoa, no, don't move that. And this was like the concept art for the various states of these robots. It's like, what were they smoking at Retro Studios when they came up with this concept? Like, why? I mean, I guess we kind of got like rogue AIs going on with the Emmys later in Metroid Dread, but it's slightly different. And as a comparison for skill of how big the robot would be, there was one image that, actually multiple images that exist. Where is it? Oh, I guess I didn't save that. Like, this was one for them. Like, I'm not sure which state this was supposed to be, but yes, weird as robot design. Then you also had... where is it? Like, yeah, this thing. Like, what the hell? This doesn't belong in a Metroid game. This looks weird. But then you also had this other sketch of the child version. And if you look in the corner here, oh, darkness is just overtaking everything. This image is way too big. Like, just look at the left. Like, that is a massive ass robot. If that is Samus like in between his hands, it's like, okay then, sure. The massive killer crybaby robot. Metroid is supposed to be horror, you know. True, but this was really leaning into the, well, more of a weird horror aspect. That's for sure. I mean, it's kind of sad that they didn't end up going with it, because it would have been pretty unique, but in the end we just got like, yes, she goes to another planet affected by a meteorite and you have more phasing to deal with. It's quite a department from the original idea, at least. The bottom reminds me of the Green Goblin mask. Yeah, I can see that. This was just like a bunch of random enemies that were supposed to be on the ship, just like random robots. Like, yeah, not much to tell here. No. Some of the designs kind of do remind me of what Quadraxis ended up being in Prime 2. Like, the big one on the bottom left at least. And some drones up here. Like, I can kind of see some similarities with it. Though I do have to say that Quadraxis in Prime 2 stands out quite a lot because, well, I mean, it's basically the entire area is like technologically based, but everything else on the planet isn't. Very inspired by other games with a concept like this at the time. Now, the only concept of the only games that they were influenced with Prime 2 when it came out would have been Halo to a certain degree if you look at the Federation Troopers. Also, the massive focus on multiplayer was kind of inspired by Halo, I imagine. Because, yeah, Halo was big around then. And, like, hey, we're making all the space shooters, so I added multiplayer. Like, I'm not going to read everything that is in this document, but it also has, like, a huge amount of plans for multiplayer missions and stuff. Like, a lot of game modes. Do I have any other images like this? Like, I didn't get all of the images. But I also have this, and I'm not entirely sure what it is supposed to be. Like, is this supposed to be, like, probably just like a different planet, I guess, but it kind of looks like what we got with Skytown, just a lot more massive. They look like a Dead Space monster. Oh. That's what you say now. Is it this one? Yeah, you say Dead Space, but yeah, then you get concept like this. And it's like, huh. That is pretty metal for a Metroid game, if you were to ask me. Like, look at this. That's gross. That's horrible. Like, I'm not sure if there's some sort of biomechanical stuff going on with that face here, because I see some sort of jaw structure, but no, that's nasty. That's nasty. And then you also had this one. It's more of a robot version, though. It's like, yeah, they definitely had some weird ass concept for this. This is for the Babu console, by the way. Yes, Nintendo makes family-friendly games. Yeah, I always find it kind of funny when it comes to Metroid. It's not like in Prime 3 you go around and walking around ripping off tentacles of Metroids flying around. Baby console. The main reason Samus and possibly other bounty hunters are pulled into the ship is to assimilate their best and most deadly abilities to the personality construct of the ship's AI, but also the alien inhabitants. So yeah, they basically just go out with themselves with whatever technology they can find which is advanced enough to aid their killing crusade, I guess. And yeah, the main goal for Samus is to disable the engines of the ship, destroy the AI, eradicate all life forms on the ship. Just the usual, blow shit up. The catch is that even though Samus is all powerful from a previous item acquisition on Talon 4, she will be limited in certain areas. So that would have been interesting, like you go to like an area and some stuff of your equipment is like disabled. During a parallel dimension, there's areas within the ship where floors become ceilings due to gravity being reversed. Time may run backwards, illustrated by creatures and machine moving in reverse, and other elemental weirdness. I mean, a Prime game where you walk on the ceiling and stuff, that would be interesting to a certain degree. And you can probably only like negate it with the gravity suit in the end, I guess, but yeah. The ship would take up the same real estate as the runes and the mines combined. So I assume they mean both the Phazon mines and the Chozo runes, which is, like it says here, these are two of the largest levels in the previous game. The runes aren't that big. The mines are considerably big because they go pretty far down, but it's not like there's much to do in the ruins actually, in the mines anyway. I never really felt like the mines being a massive area, honestly. In previous combining instead of the two will add the amount of game space to the course. Addition, expand the 2.5D ball mode and expand the scanner gameplay. Hangar-based, science-based, superstructure, but ball mode would be more utilized in the previous game. Cryo chamber, computer core, industrial factory. This is actually interesting. I'm not sure where they mention it. Robot factory section. Where Samus would have to sabotage the machinery that was... Oh, wait, no, that's not it. I guess it's somewhere else then. Because somewhere in here it also says that they were planning to give gameplay sections to Samus controlling a robot. Which, funnily enough, they kinda did in AM2R, the fan game remake for Metroid 2. So that's kinda funny. And also a clone of Samus or something in here, but I'm not really sure if it says it anywhere. No, this is a different thing of the AI thing. Drones, workers, med AI. These are all the robots I showed off earlier. It's probably further down there, isn't it? But yeah, they go into the different aspects of the AI, basically. Intent of this document is to illustrate the 4 distinct personalities of the AI construct and how it will affect gameplay. Personality types and their unique traits will break down the list. In addition, the AI personality type, the Fool, has been replaced with the Mother, due to the fact that the child and the Fool were too similar. The AI and its 4 personalities would appear at certain intervals of the game in the form of hologram. That also appears to have depth from a forward view is actually paper thin. Imagine the sprite is always facing out, but of course you can get a glimpse from the side and get the idea. Although the AI is alien, it appears in a human form and speaks using English in order for Samus to understand it. So, I mean, I'd say speaks, but I don't think it would have been voice acting. The killer was mostly combat heavy, the child was puzzle heavy, the Mother is a combination of both, and then the Martyr was... what does it do? Well, the boss battles perhaps the most deadly of all the AI. Burden of successfully completing the mission will be ramming into a plant. It's a personality from Tron, showed in System Shock 1. And they're definitely getting some things from other games at least. It's the head honcho of the AI construct. This is what the AI eventually will turn into, as opposed to all other forms. There's like some more stuff. Does this get captured properly? Yeah, kinda. Kinda. It's very rough though. A Hume-Troid, standing 6 feet tall human, is half Metroid, half human. It excels in stealth, sabotage, scouting, and long-distance kills. This kinda looks like what they wanted to do with the PAD suit in Prime 3 in the end, I guess. It's kinda weird looking. Because of the ability to absorb energy from other places and creatures, human controls can opponents' abilities sometimes. Trash Hunters is a mixture between a space pirate and another unknown species. I mean, it kinda looks like a space pirate, but actually, do these capture fine? Like, these are some that I don't have. Yeah, it seems fine. But yeah, there's like a lot of interesting stuff going on here. There's like, they definitely were smoking something when they came up with the concept for this. Game hooks. In order to keep the momentum of the game going, there's several things we can do. Samus' abilities in certain areas are limited. Increase the amount of morph ball areas, so you can try new ideas and concepts you can bring into Metroid 2. I don't know why they called it Metroid 2 though. I mean, it's supposed to be called Metroid Prime 2, but they just called it Metroid 2 for some reason. I think a lot of people thought that the morph ball rooms are some of the most fun in the game. Let's crank it up to 11. I never looked at the morph ball sections in Prime 1 and thought they were some of the best in the game, but sure, that might just be me. Here you have the part. Controlling robots. From the robot control headquarters. Samus would have the ability to remote control robots in order to create a version, navigate the setup, and gain access to areas that are otherwise unattainable. Mecha Samus, see below. Here you have like a bunch of multiplayer features. They wanted to have co-op multiplayer in this. And just there's like a bunch of, actually a lot of game modes. Like not even Prime Hunters that there's much multiplayer modes to it. It's like just fighting against a bot, base destruction, 3-on-1. This one actually makes you turn into an Omega Pirate, which is kind of funny. Morph Ball Bumper Car, Super Battle Gaiden. A sort of really violent Marble Madness with meets bumper cars with morph balls, explosions, fire, pain, suffering, humiliation, and you know, hurting friends and stuff. This was a concept pitch, chat. Why? Up to 4 players, no pulse goals to be the last boss standing. You can boost into other morph balls and knock them out of the way, into a pit or deadly obstacles. Occasionally hand drones will fly over. Arenas on a single screen, no split, shaped like skating pools and half-pipes. Daily obstacles in the area similar to BattleBots TV. You remember BattleBots? That show was a show on TV. They also had plans for a melee attack, which is interesting, because we didn't get any melee attacks until Samus Returns on the 3DS. Samus' new melee attack involves her beam weapon to utilize several quick strikes upon an enemy. Similar to the weapon smash attack in Halo, this attack would use to knock out enemies, kill them silently, and just for plain old fun. Since we never run out of ammo in a game, this attack is simply another move. It could also be used for bragging rights in multiplayer games for stealth attacks in single player games. So yeah, there was some Halo inspiration going on. Like the energy blade from Halo, right? There's like even more modes and other concept sketches. Like, this is the single player scenario, and this is like all for the multiplayer. So yeah, it was something. I think this is what we can crank out in a year time. It sounds unattainable, really. A smaller adventure with expanded mechanics and a few new ones. The beauty of spaceship design is that a lot of corridors and hub rooms can be reused over and over again with minor variation. It also lends itself to a room, door, hall layout. Plus, we make the world denser by exploiting the superstructure of the ship using Morval mechanics. Even though the idea of an AI gone mad has been used in games before as well in films, I feel like it could put a unique twist on it, allowing Samus to only use certain skills and parts of the game. It's sad that we never got to see what this was completed, but it was an interesting deal at least. And then in the end, they got something completely different. Oh, hello, Fluff. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to chat. What the fuck? Hello. Fluff, what the hell are you trying to do? But yeah, that's just an interesting look at some stuff. Like, do we have any screenshots that I didn't show yet? You can't even be sarcastic questions. I'm sorry, Fluff. You need to have some way to block the bots from doing whatever the hell they want. I also have this creature. Like, did I show this? I'm not sure if I did. Like, yeah, this also shows a creature. But yeah, it never ended up happening, sadly. But some interesting design ideas here. Would love to have seen what it would have been, but yeah, that's just one thing with cancelled games. You're never going to see them anymore. And this is not like the first time that Retro Studios actually had like a cancelled game game concept either. Because I remember a few years ago they said, like, people came out with the news that there was like this Zelda game that was like, I can't remember the details that much of it. But yeah, there was a Zelda game that they were also working on that and ended up being cancelled because it was too dark for Nintendo's liking or something. Like, I think you were playing as Sheik or something. Don't remember. But yeah, I was just randomly reminded of this existing when I was looking for that Federation image the other day. Interesting stuff. But alright, I think that's enough yapping. Time to play some actual Metroid Prime, I guess.